Please come in and sit comfortably on this warm Ondol floor. In Korea, resting your weary body on these warm stones while sharing old stories has always been the greatest comfort. Today, I want to tell you a story from a long time ago about a young girl living in a village called Do-hwa-dong and her blind father. It is the story of Shim Cheong. Though she lost her mother early on, she cared for her father with all her heart. They were poor enough to worry about every meal, but their hearts were richer than any wealthy man's. Her father used to say that just hearing her footsteps felt like all the flowers in the world were blooming. Let me pause here to tell you about a Korean concept called hyo. In English, you might call it filial piety, but to us, it means something much deeper. It is a heart of infinite gratitude for the life given by one's parents. We have long believed that staying by a parent's side when they are old or ill is not just a duty, but the most beautiful way to live. To Cheong, her father was more than just family. He was her entire world. Then one day, the blind father fell into a ditch. A monk saved him and said, "If you offer 300 sacks of rice to the Buddha, you will be able to see again." The father made the promise on impulse, but for them, it was an impossible task. When Cheong found out, she couldn't sleep. Then, she heard that merchants crossing the rough sea of Indangsu were looking for a sacrifice. Cheong made a choice. "I will sell myself so my father can see." On the night before she left, she cooked a warm meal for him with all her devotion. Her father ate it heartily, never knowing it was their final meal together. My friends, let's reflect for a moment. Is it truly the right choice to give up one's life for another? If you were Cheong, or if you were that father, how would you feel? Sometimes, because of love, we make incredibly harsh decisions. But we always wonder, will that sacrifice truly make the one we love happy? Is there someone in your life for whom you would give everything? Finally, the ship stood before the terrifying waves of Indangsu. Cheong folded her trembling hands and prayed to the heavens. Then, covering her face with her skirt, she threw herself into the deep blue sea. But the heavens did not ignore such deep devotion. The Dragon King of the sea was so moved by her heart that he saved her. Cheong returned to the world inside a giant lotus flower, dressed in a radiant Hanbok. She was found by the king and became the queen. Yet even as a queen, she wept every night, worrying about her lonely father. In Korea, the lotus flower is very special. It blooms in the mud, yet not a single drop of dirt stains its petals. It is just like Cheong, who kept her heart pure despite the hardships of the world. Her life, blooming after so much suffering, resembles the long years of endurance that many of you, my dear seniors, have lived through. As queen, Cheong held a great banquet for all the blind people in the kingdom. On the final day, her father appeared dressed in rags. "Father!" Cheong cried out. Her father was so shocked he shouted, "Who is that? Is that my daughter Cheong? If it's you, I must see you." At that moment, like a miracle, his eyes snapped open. The darkness vanished and the world became bright. But it wasn't just his physical eyes that opened. He opened his eyes of the heart, realizing the depth of his daughter's love. My dear friends, I hope this story has brought a small light to your hearts today. Tonight, why not call out the name of someone you love? I wish you all a peaceful night.